So I'm here with Rob. Rob is a client of mine, or was a client of mine, and he's coming towards the end of his program with me, and he's here to discuss how he got on, what his story was. So, Rob, do you want to introduce yourself to anyone watching?
Yeah, no worries at all. Thanks, Chris. I am Rob Cook. I'm a construction director for a very big organisation within the City of London.
Awesome. So, Rob, what was your situation and what was life like before we sort of started speaking and working together?
So 2 years ago, I was carrying 18 and a half stone. Uh, I clearly realised that was not sustainable. I was struggling with breathing, walking, etc., and I couldn't exercise. So I decided to get Christmas over and done with. I then used a dieting type app where I lost a couple of stone to get to a stage where I could sort of do some exercise. At that point, I was, to be totally fair, a lunatic. I was running around the house doing what I thought was good for an exercise purpose, and it just wasn't working for me at all. My weight plateaued. I couldn't lose anything. My home life was completely separate from my wife and my children. So I was eating my meals separately from them. We wasn't sat at a dinner table, and the whole family just become completely disjointed because of my sort of, probably could say, obsession to get to an area that I felt comfortable with myself. Hence why I then took that next stage and connected with yourself.
How did you feel at that time then when you were sort of stuck in that plateau of family disconnect? How did that affect things?
It was affecting everything, to be totally fair. And at the time, it's not until probably after I connected with you that you realised how separate I was from the family. And I think that was from filling out that Del Martini as well. That sort of was a bit of an eye opener for me, looking at how I was, where my wife sat in this, and where my youngest, because the other two children have left home, but where my youngest sat in this as well. And it was when I was filling that out, I could clearly see that there was major issues, and sort of I needed to get back to normality. But that normality at the time of me doing what I was doing, I couldn't see it because I was just obsessed with doing the exercise, doing the work I thought was good,
Hmm.
and eating the foods, and become sort of, like I say, so disjointed from the family is unreal.
How much exercise were you doing?
So I was running up and down the house for at least 45 minutes. I would then do some star jumps and some other bits and pieces like that. So generally, I was doing probably an hour to hour and a half, and it was every single night. So where I'm also busy with work, I don't get home till late. I'm then cooking my own meal. I'm then letting that go down. Then I'm doing my own activity indoors. So from the time I got home to the time I went to bed, I probably spent 15 minutes with the wife and probably didn't see my child at all, to be totally fair. That's how obsessive it came, and sort of it was just unacceptable.
Okay. So when we obviously spoke, we spoke around sort of turning that routine into a sort of normal life, didn't we? In terms of, reconnecting with the family, not exercising so obsessively, eating together, all those things were sort of the aims. Did you have any concerns about joining the program and sort of going through that process?
Didn't have concerns. It was more of a new thing for me, a new path for me. I could clearly see, obviously, like I mentioned previously, that I had major issues. I've always had issues carrying weight. I've managed to lose weight, put weight back on. And when I've sort of done these dieting programs before, if I've lost a stone, I've put 2 stone back on.
Okay.
So I think for me it was more of a sort of, I have to do it, and I'm not one to sort of face them demons with other people involved in that. I've always sort of been close to myself and done things by myself. And I think that was the biggest thing for me, was sort of connecting with you, knowing I've now committed to this and I have to do it. And that was sort of a hard decision for me to do that at first. But it became so easy because of how you are. It did become very easy for myself to sort of and adapt everything I've done through all my home stuff. Because obviously it's not just the weight here; it's other bits and pieces that we've discussed and gone through, and it has changed my whole home life currently as well, which is really, really good.
So what's life like now then? What's the routine look like?
So I'm back to normal eating food. So I will eat whatever my wife puts on the table. If I find it's a little bit too carby, like a pasta, I will sort of throw a portion of that away and just fill it up with vegetables. I've joined a gym now, so I go every other night or every other day. I fit it around my work life and sort of my home life. So I will always go to the gym. I will go there every other day for an hour, hour and a half, and that's the maximum I do.
Hmm.
I also now go with my daughter as well, which is really, really good because we're doing it together as well. So, and it's normality now. It is. I can sit and eat a dinner with the kids. I can be at home, and if I miss a day, I don't sort of panic over that. Or if I miss a session, I don't panic over that. I will just go the next day. So if something happens at home, I won't go to the gym. Like I say, I'll go the following day.
I think the gym's quite recent, isn't it? There was a lot of sort of home stuff before this, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. I was doing a lot of ladder work with the exercises you were sending through to me as well, and
Mm.
I found I enjoyed doing the ladder exercises. It was a challenge. Obviously, at first when I started, it was phenomenal. It was really hard to do all of the ladder exercises in a continuation for half an hour. I've done that probably for 8 months, sort of different type of kettlebell stuff indoors that obviously I learned from you, the different type of exercises as well that you sent through to me as well through for YouTube, that type of good stuff. Obviously, I then started a bit of running as well, a bit of street running, which was affecting my knees. So again, we've done some knee strengthening works. I've changed my running shoes now, so I've got proper running shoes. So the whole mixture of mixing things up has done me so much good. And yes, I've joined the gym recently with my daughter because she was going. The gym's never been me because I think it was a little bit of too much weight. I looked horrible, wasn't happy in myself. Now I've sort of shredded to a reasonable weight and I'm so much more confident. I now go to that gym and I really thoroughly enjoy going to the gym.
Also, it just sounds like you're in a better routine now. Like it just works with family, with work, with everything.
100%, and that's what it was about. That was my goal. It was that disjointment originally, which is not healthy for any family, and it's that obsession. You think you're doing it right, but I'm no specialist in any of this activity and the foods and sort of the exercise. It's. I thought I was doing what I thought was right for myself because I was losing weight,
Hmm.
and I think I am probably different to what you've had before because I had shred some of the weight initially, and it's me now putting my hands up. I don't know where to go. I need to maintain this. I need now that advice to maintain and change my whole lifestyle.
So obviously, we scaled back the exercise sort of over time, and I know there was concerns about that, and then we changed the foods around, and we did that sort of piece by piece, didn't we? Did your weight go up, stay the same, come down?
My weight has come down again, so I am at a lot less weight to when I initially joined the scheme with yourself. It does fluctuate now again because I've been overseas quite a bit. Uh, I've still managed to do exercise out there, and I've learned from you to sort of continue to do that and make an area. So, an example, when I was out there in the summer, I went and brought a mat out there, and I was doing mat work in the garden and such. So it's I've managed to now maintain that with still losing a pound, maybe 2 pounds over a course of time, which is where I need to be. I don't want to be one of these skinny people. I'm happy with where I am, and it's now just maintaining that
Hmm.
and not going back to how I've previously gone.
Are you confident you can do that?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I've done sort of this is 2 years now that I initially started this. I think yeah, 2 years. So I've managed to maintain and continue to lose weight, and with the works that I've gone through with yourself, it's changed my mindset. So where I also travel with work as well, I was going to McDonald's. So if I was going to North Wales, for argument's sake, I would do the whole lot in one day. I'd come home. On the way home, I'd stop in a service station, get McDonald's. I'd go for anything that was quick and convenient. Now, with working with you, I've now changed that. It's a case of I will look for the healthy options. I will look for the options like if it's just a chicken stick or a chicken out of Marks and Spencer's, I'd take that option, or a porridge or a salad. And that's sort of what I've managed to maintain. It's what I've learned. And now that is sort of embedded into my mindset as well. So them small changes have really helped me and have helped me maintain where I am now.
And it is a case of balance, isn't it? Like you say, with you can't have your McDonald's all the time and then eat all these meals and do all these things and expect to lose the weight. You've got to balance it somewhere, haven't you? And we sort of targeted the areas of opportunity, didn't we, as such?
Exactly, exactly. And that's proof in the pudding because I have maintained my weight by doing these small changes. It has my whole mindset has changed, and I will now not go for that dirty food. It is a more of a cleaner food. At times I can't. At times I have to just accept that, but I will always still try and look for a healthy option, even if it's just like a protein bar that will tie me over. And obviously the water is important as well. I drink loads of water now, so that is important. And I find if there isn't a healthy option, I will get that protein bar, but then I will drink more water just to help me on that way until I get back home, until I can have something more suitable. Because yes, you can plan before you go on these journeys, but unfortunately, with my work role, sometimes I can't. It is drop the tools, go. So I have to sort of make allowances for that.
Awesome. So if anyone's watching this and they're considering either having a chat with me, jumping on the phone, or joining joining my program, what would you say to them? What advice would you give to them?
100% go for it. You will learn so much from the tools and techniques that you provide that it's unreal. I've learned so much. It's changed my mindset. I've managed to maintain my weight just by listening to you. The biggest thing is with all of this, you have to be honest. It's no good going into any of these work programs and lying over it because it doesn't do anyone any good. You have to be 100% honest over it. You have to give your results through and you have to take the photographs of the food you're eating. But for me, it's worked well. And I would really 100% recommend other people to take the same journey.
Yeah, awesome. And I think, credit to you ultimately. Like you said there, you always turned up open, honest. You got on with things. The exercise, I know you didn't feel comfortable scaling it back, but it's something you knew you needed to do. But you put that trust in me, and you did the hard work ultimately. You've traveled overseas. You've found something you can do out there. You've always made an option. You've always looked for something as opposed to just going, I can't do it. And that's, credit to yourself. And yeah, I think you're set up and ready to keep pushing on, really. It seems everything's all in place for you. Anything else you sort of want to say? Anything else you want to go through? Or have we pretty much covered it?
I think we've covered it, and like I say, it's been a great journey. This is obviously my second session with you now. It has been a great journey. It has really changed my mindset. It's made me so much more confident in work as well because I do a lot of Teams calls and a lot of one-to-one meetings. So it has made me more confident in that as well. Just maintaining that because that's the biggest thing. You can lose weight, but you have to change your ways and you have to continue that. And I think when I went from the dieting foods for you saying to me, well, go back onto normal foods with the family, that was a little bit in my head at first, a little bit scary because I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to then start putting the weight back on. But it's then understanding how to maintain that. And the exercise is key to it. Water's key to it. The exercise is key to it. And just making the right health choices when you are on the road and sort of the food you eat at home. And there's nothing stopping people going out to restaurants and having meals. Yes, you can have a dirty meal, but you can't continue that every single day.
Yeah, all about balance, isn't it?
It's 100%,
Awesome. Well,
100%.
Rob, thank you for your time. I appreciate you busy, so I'll let you go. But yeah, good to obviously work with you. It's been an absolute pleasure, and obviously keep in touch.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you very much for what you've taught me over the last couple of sessions as well. It's been great. Thank you very much.
No worries, mate. All right, I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you.